everybody, it's Dawn from Crafting on the Green. I hope you're well. It's been a while since I've done a video, so I thought today I would show you how to make a 4-fold card, and I've used the Snowman Season stamp set from Stampin Up, and as you see it's quite a fun card. I've gone for the let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, and then obviously a few snowmen and Merry Christmas on the other side. Quite fun, not too involved, although a bit more involved than your standard card. So let me show you how to make this. So first of all, you want to choose your backing card. I have gone for Seaside Spray, and what we want to do is we're going to cut it into shape. So grabbing the trimmer to open up the arm, and what we want to do is cut this to 11.5 inches by 5.5 inches. And we want to do some scoring on this. So first of all, we want to score 1/4 of an inch. I'm just going to turn that round, and then we want to score at 3 3/4, and then 7 1/4. Now we want to turn it round so that the 1/4 inch is at the top, and we want to score at 5/8, but we only want to score down to this third score line down. So I'm going to start here using a little measurer. If you line up the line on the side of your trimmer and then score, as you see, it will start where you line it up. Then we also want to cut 4 1/4 by 2 3/4, and you will just manage to get this out of the strip that you've just cut off. There we go. So what we want to do, we're going to need to do some cutting. Pop that aside for the moment. Bring back the trimmer. So now I'm going to cut this score line. You could cut it first of all, but it's quite nice to use it as a guide. And then again I'm going to line up the lines. We're going to cut all of that off. And then using our snips, we can just cut this last bit off. There we go. Right, move that for the moment. So now we're just going to put the base of the card together. So first of all, just burnish your score lines. Like that. And then what we're going to do is just stick this last piece on the end here. Now I keep a spatula handy for things like this because we don't want too much glue, you don't want it to go everywhere. So I shall just pop. You don't quite need it up to the end. You'll see why in just a moment. And I'm just going to use the spatula, so just to make sure it's not too thick, because we do not want it splodging out if we can help it. And then you want to pop the extra piece of card so it runs along the bottom, but there will be a gap at the top, hence why we don't need glue all the way up. And then again, take your snips and we shall cut down there and then just cut across. So this way. Make sure that's stuck properly. There we go. So that is the base of our card. So we'll pop that aside for the moment. Now we want to cut the matting and layering for it. So bring the trimmer back, and I'm going to use Night of Navy for my back matting. So we want to cut a few pieces out of this. Firstly, you want the piece to be 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm going to cut it 4 in length first of all. And then I'm going to turn and do it by 5 1/4. So that's the piece for our back. Out of this piece, we can then get one of the smaller mats for the front, which is 4 inches, hence why I cut it by 4 first of all, by 2 1/2. So that's one of our smaller mats for the front. Then we want to cut 2 mats that are 4 5/8 by 3 1/4. So 4 5/8, and then we should be able to get 2 of the 3 1/4 out of this piece. 3 1/4, and another at 3 1/4. So those are the 2 for the middle. And then finally we just want one more at 4 by 2 1/2. So I'll do 4 and 2 1/2. Okay, so that's all the matting that we need. Then we need the layers, which are the bits we're going to decorate. So we're going to start again with the larger one. This is going to be 5 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to cut it by 3 3/4 first of all. And then we want 5. So that mat will go on the front of the larger piece. I'm going to cut another front panel, which is going to be 3/4 by 2 1/4. So we've got our 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. So each of the measurements have gone down just 1/4 inch, just so that we can have it as a layer. Then we want 2 layers that are going to be 4 3/8 by 3. And then finally it's 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. So should, yeah, just to be able to get that out of there. So 3 3/4 by 2 1/4. So it's practically there. You might just want to shave a little bit off the edge. But if not, it's minuscule the amount we've taken off. Right, so that is our cutting and scoring for now. So what I'm going to do is stick the mats on first of all, mainly to try and keep a slightly tidier desk. So just get all the dark blue, lovely Night of Navy, and we're just going to stick them on. I'm just using Tombow. Pop that there. So I've started feeling very Christmassy this week because the temperature has really dropped, hasn't it? Can't believe it was less than 2 weeks ago and it was still 30-degree heat, and then suddenly I've got the heating on in my house. But I do love Christmas time and I love autumn. It gets so cosy because you can pop the heating on and it's all about hot chocolates and just cuddling up, isn't it? It's so nice. Ooh. Okay. And finally we want one piece to go on the front. Just like that. So when you put your card together, you'll see there's a tiny little bit here, which is where we put the card together. You can decide whether you want that to be on the inside or on the outside. Personally, I don't think it makes too much of a difference. People aren't really going to be looking at that, but yeah, that is your choice. Right, so now we've popped on the mats onto the card. Now we're going to decorate these bits. So I've gone for the Snowman Season set, as I say. This is the stamp set if you've not seen it. I love it, it's so fun and very Christmassy. So I've used all of the snowmen in this, and yeah, you can kind of decorate it up how you wish. So I'm going to take Memento first of all, and then let's start with this snowman. He looks a happy chappy. Pop him somewhere on there. I will build them all up. I've got them all ready to go. I've got this one who's happy playing with his playing with the snow. I'm going to put him on the front again because I think he looks like a good front for the card. And there's another one playing with the snow. I'm going to pop him on the back of the card, or the inside back. Then we've got a hat for this happy chappy. Oh, I've got a smudge. Not to worry, we will cover that up with a snowflake. He's going to need his arms. Can't have a snowman without arms. Well, unless I've made it. I don't often manage to find enough branches to put in my snowman. But it's been many years since I've made a snowman. Right, now I've got Let It Snow. So I'm just going to pop it on the front this time, I think. And then I've got Merry Christmas for the back. Obviously you could put them wherever. You could have a Merry and a Christmas. You could leave that bit to write on. In fact, maybe we'll do that. Let's do that. I'm just going to clean off the ink from the stamp again. So if that's what you want to do, just stamp off to make sure it's dry. Just layer one word at a time, like this. Which one do we want it to go on? So on the card it's either going to be on this one or this one, you see. So I think, yeah, I think we'll put Merry on this one, right in the middle, and then just clean that off again because you want to make sure there's no ink left. Lovely. And then on this one you just want to layer over the Christmas. Hopefully my head's not getting in the way of the camera. And then we can line that up on there. Lovely. Right, I think that is all of the Memento that I want to use for now. So I'm going to switch over to using Seaside Spray, which I think is the most perfect Christmassy colour, strangely. Now I've got my snowflake stamps. So I'm just going to decorate some of these. You can go as crazy as you want to with it. I just want to have, don't want it all the way down this one, I just want it to do the top. And Mary, I might just do it kind of random all over it. Okay, ooh, something like that. And then I think for this one I'm just going to go around the edges again. Just to give it a bit of a border. Okay, something like that. And then I have a smaller snowflake stamp, which is very similar to this one just here. So you can line it up. So I say you can try and line it up. I think that's the only one we can really line up there, but that's fine. But what we want to do really, I just want him to look like he's juggling some snow as well, like that. Okay. Now for some blends and a little bit of colouring. So again, I've got light seaside spray because I think this makes a perfect sort of snowy sort of shimmer. I'm just highlighting the snowmen with it. Just to look a bit like a shadow, really. He needs a bit of a shadow underneath him. Right. Then I've got the light Night of Navy, again because it will match the background, and I'm going to do blue hat and scarf. You can easily change the colour of this card if you change the layering, and then it would match perfectly if you colour the scarf in a different colour. I'm also just going to do this bit of the hat. Then I have got dark pumpkin pie, which is a great colour for a carrot. Then I've got dark basic black, which I'm going to do the hat just to make it look like a proper old school top hat. I love that look. Okay. Then I have got light cherry cobbler, which I'm using for the berries, and dark old olive for the leaves. There we go. So that's the colouring done. Now what I want to do is just add a bit of texture, and I'm going to run them through the embossing cut and emboss machine, and I'm going to use Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder, which will just give it a bit of of something. So with the smaller ones, you can pop them in at the same time. Let's move these over. I hope you can still see enough of what I'm doing. Right, I don't know if you can see that, but it's now got a bit of texture, which I think really adds to the card. So I'm going to run all of them through. Obviously you don't have to add the embossing folder if you choose to have it not embossed. I think it would be just as nice. Nearly there, a couple more to go. There are obviously other embossing folders out there, so if you decide you want to have a different design, it's worth a look. Right, one more. Move that back over there. Okay, so here's all of our pieces that have now been run through the embossing folder, and now it's a case of just simply sticking them on the front onto the card. So start with the big one at the back. Oh, if I can get any glue out, there we go. I love making these cards at the moment. They're not just for Christmas either, you can make them for any time of year. Right, make sure I get these in the right order. So I want to have Christmas here, and then Merry, can't pick it up. So then we've got our Merry Christmas. Then I want the plain one, I say plain, the snowflakey one. Just on the inside there. And then finally the front panel with the snowman and the Let It Snow. And he can go there. And there we have it, a Let It Snow Christmas card. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. If you would like any of the measurements, I will put them into the details below. Please don't forget to subscribe, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Take care, see you soon. Bye.